Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about Salmon versus Salmon Private Limited case law. Before delving into the background, it's essential to understand why Salmon case holds such significance as a case study. Overall, studying the Salmon case provides valuable insights into the legal principle and protection that maintains modern corporate governance. These principles mean that a company is a separate legal entity from its shareholders and the shareholders are not personally liable for the company debts. It's formed the foundation for understanding the legal relationship between companies, shareholders, and creditors, making it a crucial and influential case in company law. Now let's understand the background of Salmon case. Aaron Salmon was a successful leather merchant in England. He ran his business as a sole proprietorship, where he was personally liable for the company's debt. In 1892, Aaron Salmon decided to incorporate his business into a limited liability company. Now you might wonder why he started a limited liability company if his business was already profitable. So to put your curiosity to rest, here is the answer. By incorporating the business as a limited liability company, he aimed to establish a legal distinction between himself and the company. They were protecting his personal asset from any debts or losses incurred by the business. This allowed him to enjoy the benefit of limited liability, ensuring that his personal financial interests were not directly at risk in case the company faced financial difficulties. The, the company acquired Mr. Salmon leather business, and in exchange for this business transfer, Mr. Salmon and his family became shareholder of new company, Salmon and Company Limited. The company issued 20,000 equity shares to Mr. Salmon. The other shareholder were his wife and 5 children who held 1 share each. Mr. Salmon received secured debenture worth £10,000 and £8,000 in cash. This entire transaction amounted to approximately £38,000. The debenture gave Aaron Salmon a fixed charge on the company assets. As you know, investors in secured debenture have a higher level of security because their investments are backed by tangible assets or collaterals. In the event of default by the issuers, investor may have a claim on the underlying asset, reducing their risk of losing their personal investment. The company continued to operate the leather business with Aaron Salmon and his managing director. In the beginning, the business was operating adequately, but it progressively witnessed a decrease in profitability, ultimately and unfortunately resulting in financial losses and incurring significant debts. In 1893, the company later went bankrupt and was unable to pay its debt and went into liquidation. But its assets were insufficient to pay off its debts. The company's unsecured creditor claimed that the company was a mere sham or alias for Aaron Salmon. They argued that the company was not a separate legal entity and that Aaron Salmon should be personally liable for his debts since he was the majority shareholder. The shareholder contention was that the company was merely a front to protect Mr. Salmon's personal interest and avoid liability. Their demand was to pierce the corporate veil, meaning they wanted the court to disregard the separate legal personality of the company and hold Aaron Salmon accountable for the company's financial obligations. If successful, this would have made Aaron Salmon personally liable for the company debts, potentially putting his personal asset at risk to satisfy the company's unsecured creditors. The case went to the court, and the issue was whether the company was a distinct legal entity for its shareholder. In simple words, the case established that forming a company is like creating a new person with its rights and responsibility, separate from the people who own it. This idea has become a fundamental principle of company law in today's corporate world, and it's allowed businesses to operate with limited liability, encouraging entrepreneurship and investment. The court upheld the principle of corporate personality, which means that the company had its own legal identity independent of its shareholder. As a result of this ruling, Aaron Salmon and his family member who were shareholder were not personally liable for the company debt beyond the amount they invested in purchasing shares. This established the concept of limited liability, which protected the shareholder from being held responsible for the company financial obligation beyond their shareholder. So, from this case law, what we have studied is this case confirmed that a company is a separate legal entity from its shareholder and the directors. This means a company has rights and liabilities independent of individual who own or run it. The case upheld the principle of limited liability for shareholder. It means that shareholders are not personally liable for the company debts beyond the amount they invested in purchasing shares. Limited liability encourages investment and entrepreneurial activity by protecting shareholders from personal financial risk. This Salmon case significantly influenced the development of company law. It established a clear distinction between companies and their members, shaping the legal basis for corporate governance and shareholder rights. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Thank you.